All right, just finished another episode of The Wheel of Time, and I have to say, just like last week, I think this show is getting better week by week by week. So episode 5, Blood Calls to Blood, starts out with the burial of the Aes Sedai we saw there. This whole episode is really very grief-ridden. It starts and ends with a funeral, and I thought the ending grief really worked better than the beginning grief. I think we didn't really know, I don't even know the name of the Aes Sedai that died in the first episode, but that didn't hit me as much, but it was a good beginning. 1 month timestamp was pretty jarring. A month is a long time that, especially Matt and Rand kind of just on their own, walking around. I thought that was kind of crazy. Not like a bad way. It was just I don't know, just whoa. A whole month they've had to be by themselves and fight for themselves. We got our first sights of some really big things in the Wheel of Time. Dragonmount I thought was really cool to see. Tar Valon, really cool to see the White Tower for the first time. I also really liked that the first time we see Tar Valon is in a very relatable way. It's just kind of above some trees in the distance, it's a real place. Our first sight of it is not this very dramatic showing of the whole city. We do get it later on when I think it is actually Matt and Rand come up over a hill, and there's this very beautiful view of the whole city. But I do like that the first couple views is just how you would actually see something if you're walking to it, just above the trees, kind of this grainy thing. Made it feel really real, it was a real place, not just a set piece. Love that we got the first use of blood and ashes. That's a very famous curse in this world. I don't think they've used it before then, or at least I didn't catch it. And Rand saying it is fun. Matt says it a lot in the book, so it's kind of fun that it was Rand who said it first. But yeah, that was really, just a fun thing from the book that for the first time we get to see here. The design of Tar Valon I really like. It's clean and beautiful like it should be. We don't get the aerial view, which is kind of a bummer because at least in the books the aerial view is suggestive. We also see Loial for the first time, which is super awesome. I think they really got the Ogier and even call him an ogre. Oh no, it's an Ogier. I thought that was really funny and different, and it is, the Loial is very likable and enjoyable, just like he is in the books. So that was happy. I loved his voice. It was this deep, calming voice, but also kind, as Loial should be. The not be hasty thing I think was very fun. So really all the sort of new character stuff come together. But let's touch on the actual meat of the episode, which I think is the three main pieces of intense storytelling are getting to the tower and the grief that Lan is dealing with his buddy warder, sad warder, I forget his name. The second thing is that Matt and Rand are in town and Matt is not doing well, and then the White Cloaks and Perrin and Egwene, those are kind of the three main tension points, and I thought all of them worked tremendously well. It really emphasizes the pain of a warder losing their Aes Sedai, which raises the stakes all throughout the rest of the series, because spoiler alert, a lot of people are going to die in this worldwide tension, even main characters. So that is really cool. Not really cool, but I mean good world building, but not just world building, emotional building. It's building the emotion of this world, the stakes, really well and really organically. The same is true with Matt and Perrin when they're seeing the dragon, or the false dragon, or whatever. What's his name? Logain? Yeah, that's it. Him seeing them, again, drives through, what are they going to do to them if they can channel, if either of them can channel. Obviously, I know more about that story, but I don't want to give spoilers for the book. So just say, I love that they're building that up. And Logain looking at them in the balcony and laughing is this very, menacing moment. Is he just insane? Because that's kind of how, Matt takes it. But also, at the heart of it, does he know something? I thought that was very well done. And then the final tension, the White Cloaks, holy well, I'm not going to curse in this video because I have to tell them if I curse in this video. It's good. Like, the actor who portrays the White Cloaks is amazing. Like, this tension, like, awfulness, and yet, like, again, building these huge emotional stakes, building these great villains, which the White Cloaks are. And on top of that, Egwene is a character, what she's doing. And Perrin, like, dealing with the grief, like, all of that. He's been holding all this inside and then just, like, exploding in this moment. Like, both of them really exploding. And then wolf stuff. Again, there's more in the books about that. I'm not going to go in, but I thought that was done really well. Yeah, I just thought this whole episode was just great. And here's what I really liked about it. The pace was not rushed, and the goodness of the episode, the tension, everything is built through conversations and good writing. They're not relying on big action set pieces. They're not even relying on their massive budget, which they do have. They use it well, like, by the way, in this awesome shot of Tar Valon at night. I think that's just beautiful. So, but that's not what this show is focusing on or, like, trying to win people over with. It's trying to win it over with characters, discussions, conversations. That's what's happening the majority of this episode. 90% of this is just like 2 people, 3 people in a room talking. But it's done well. It's establishing characters. As I said, stakes, both emotionally and, like, the danger, but also, like, why they're in this fight. Like, all of this is great. And the mystery is building as well of who's the Dragon Reborn, like, what is going to happen to our characters. Even, like, one character we thought was going to be a main character, Tom, is, like, not there anymore. So I just think they're doing a great job. And I want to say, I think Daniel Headley, is that his name? I don't know off the top of my head, but the guy who plays Lan, this episode was tremendous. Quiet strength, but also when he, like, lets go at the death of his friend, just so powerful. That last scene was incredible and really nailed in the greatness of the episode. We also got our first introduction to the idea of the Forsaken, which I thought was good. Kind of slipped in amidst the grief of the other warder, but I think it was well introduced. Overall, love this episode. I'm liking this series more and more. And not just, it's starting to not be just like, oh, this is stuff that I read about multiple times and now see on screen, like, coolness. Like, there's still definitely a part of that. Like, I talked a lot about, Loyal, Blood and Ashes. Like, that's always going to be fun. Because when I read these, I never thought there would be a show. But more than that, I'm getting invested in it as a show. There's things that are happening that I don't know from the books. You know, there's not particular ways, or seeing how particular, like applications of character things are done. Like, it's as a show, I'm starting to like it, which is different than liking a show that is just from a book. So overall, I'm really pleased, excited, and we'll see you next week. As always, first in, last out.